Hi, everybody. Mrs. McKenna here, and I am going to tell you about some resources available online to study Shakespeare. I'm going to be teaching a unit on Romeo and Juliet, and I will be using myshakespeare.com, which is something that I'm new to, and I've been really enjoying since distance learning started. But before we jump into this, I thought I'd show you a couple of other resources that are available online. The Globe Theatre in London, Shakespeare's theater recently rebuilt, has quite a few plays available for free. I mean, these are the best Shakespearean actors in the world, and you can find them. And the 2009 version of Romeo and Juliet is right here. I'll be using that with my classes, and it's a wonderful, wonderful production that's available on YouTube. You can just search for Shakespeare's Globe. You can also go online and look up BBC versions on YouTube. These are wonderful audio recordings that you can check out. So, I just typed in BBC Romeo and Juliet Act One, and then it came up. And then there's lots of other resources available as well. My school has a subscription to Shakespeare in Bits, which I think is wonderful. It's got some great resources. You do have to pay for it though, but there's some great things you can do with it. And I really like it because it's got little like cartoons to the side that you can look at. I know it's kind of faint to hear, but the cartoon goes along with what's happening on the right with the wording. Also, you can look up what the words mean. Okay, and there's a couple other resources about the cast, analysis, etc. You can also go to Gutenberg.org. There are quite a few free resources available there. So I just searched up Romeo and Juliet in the top right-hand corner, and then I'll click on, there's a ton of different versions for this. You can also find it online if you just want to read it without any audio. And there it is right there. Okay. And lastly, Audible, through Amazon, they have quite a few resources available for free during the pandemic. So you would just go to stories.audible.com, start listening, and you don't have to log in. You don't need an account or anything, and you can find some books. So I'm going to search up Romeo and Juliet because that's the one that I'll be teaching, and you can listen to it for free. And there's quite a few resources available. So I think this is another great resources to use. Okay, so those are some resources, but with my teaching of Romeo and Juliet, I will be using myshakespeare.com, which is a free resource. You can, I guess you can sign up. You do not have to sign up to use it. There are quite a few different plays available, and I'm looking at Romeo and Juliet. So I'm going to click on Romeo and Juliet. And again, this is free. You don't have to sign in for it. Okay. And what this does is it plays, you can listen to it as it's read aloud. Okay. So before we listen to it, I thought I'd just show you a couple of resources that I think are great. There's a scene summary at the top here, and that's for every single scene. It'll give you a little summary of what's going on. There's videos. This only has one video, but if you click on the video, there's some discussion with actors and scholars about what happened in what you just read or listened to. And then glossed words, I really like this one. Okay. If you close it off, it's just the regular play. That's it. But if you turn it on, there's a little definition below the words that might be a little troublesome to understand. So like under dignity, social rank, mutiny, conflict, civil, community. So it's got those little descriptions, but you can turn it off if you'd like as well. And then notebook, you would have to log in with that if you'd like to. I haven't used that yet though. So you would listen along as it plays it.
Alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our scene, from ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean.
And what I like about this is we've got line numbers on the right. We've got the little arrow that goes from line to line. Okay, so those are some things you can do. And if you click on this little thought bubble on the left, we've got a little description there as well, which can help. You would hit this button on the right to go forward, and it will bring us to Act 1, Scene 1. Same thing, okay? We've got the line numbers on the right, we've got the definitions on the left, and we've got a scene summary up at the top. Videos, if you notice, there's 10 videos here. Vlog didn't have as many, obviously, but you can look at language at the bottom. This describes some of the vocabulary that's in there. Performance, you can actually see Romeo performs line 166 to 178 or 223 to 232. The interviews are what I really love, though. This is where we have an interviewee interviewing the character Romeo, and we've got the Montagues and Capulets being interviewed. So it's kind of going into the thought process of these characters. So that's why I really like looking at these, because it's kind of a clever interpretation.
Welcome back. We're joined in studio by the man of the hour for the next 2 hours. Romeo Montague. Good morning, Romeo.
And then we've got a little interview with the actor who plays Romeo, who is in character. And I think that's a lot of fun. Okay, so we've got those videos to look at as well. And then the same here, we've got the audio where you can listen along as they perform it.
Gregory, on my word, will not carry culls. No, for then we should be called here.
Okay, and then we've got the little thought bubble on the left, okay, which is kind of like a translation almost, you could say, into our, typical American English that we speak. So those are some great resources, and I will be using this because I think it's really user friendly, and it's something to check out. Okay, all right.